when you get up in the morning, running, jogging. The military didn't bother me too much. When I went in, I was 19 years old. I was in excellent condition. I didn't have an ounce of body fat on me. The marching didn't bother me, the jogging, the push-ups, sit-ups, all that stuff was relatively easy for me. I enjoyed learning how to shoot a rifle and the aim and doing different things, playing war games and stuff like that, preparing us for Vietnam, teaching us how to kill.
You can tell this is really crispy, juicy, and tender because we wouldn't take the time to butter all these potato buns if it wasn't worth it. Introducing McDonald's new crispy chicken sandwiches.
Tato Arello.
In the meetings that I went down and sat with him every day, I mean, I was completely blown away by this guy. I mean, he was really, really street smart. He had a lot of wisdom. And I was learning from him every day of the week. He would smooth with me on occasion. He got to like me a little. And he would talk about his past growing up. When he was talking to me about Lucky Luciano, Vito Genovese, Al Capone. Those were his friends growing up. Those stories, I mean, they were like legends. I couldn't believe my ears on this stuff. And so, one day, he got, very tight with me, and he said, "Come in my backyard in the club." Now, his backyard had fig trees, an orange tree, tomato plants. It almost looked like that picture in The Godfather. He would sit with his pants rolled up a little bit, his nice shoes and galoshes, and with the hose, a little cigar hanging out of his mouth. And he would talk to me. I would sit next to him and he would talk to me. He said, "Today I got somebody coming to talk to me. I want you to sit there, don't get up and leave. Stay there. Don't say one word." Okay. This guy comes in and says hello to Tato. He said, "This is Sammy, say hello to him. You can talk in front of Sammy, don't worry about it. Talk." And the guy explains a story about his friend and something with the wife, a compliment that he gave the wife, something like that. I guess he was making a play for the wife and whatever. He was making suggestions to the wife or whatever he was doing. So Tato hears the whole story and he says, "All right, don't do anything. I'm going to talk to him and then I'll get back to you. Don't do anything." The guy leaves. He said, "If you were sitting in my chair, what would you do?" I said, "Probably I would get a couple of young thugs like me and go beat up the other guy." I was used to that, Colombo family. He said, "Good, good. I know what you did already with them. I know you got balls, and now I know you're stupid." That crushed me. It's like, I loved him. I couldn't even understand. I said, "Why? Why am I stupid?" He said, "Come here tomorrow, same time, in the back with me. The other guy's gonna come in." The next day, I'm there early. I want to be in there. I want to listen to this whole thing now. Same thing happens. We go in the backyard. This other guy comes in, and he tells his side of the story. She's a beautiful woman. She's a good woman. I gave her compliments. I wasn't coming on to her. I just meant, you know, that we were tight, and I complimented her. And he's taking it the wrong way and all this stuff. Tyler says, okay, go away. Don't talk to him. Don't say nothing. Don't do nothing. I'll get back to you. The guy gets up and leaves. He looks at me and he says, what would you do now? I said, I don't know. One of them is lying, or I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't even know which one to believe. He said, it's not a matter of believing. I got a feeling one day you're going to sit in my chair. And you're going to make decisions. God gave you 2 ears, so you can listen to both sides of the story. Don't rush to judgment and violence right away. We can always use violence on the tail end, when we're sure we know what we're doing. Tomorrow, I'm going to have both of them here. Be here again tomorrow. Again, I was there early. The both of them came in. They both talked. It really was a misunderstanding. Totally. It was obvious. They hugged each other, they shook hands, and they left friends. He looked at me and said, you would have hurt that guy for nothing. This is what you do when you sit in this chair. Violence is our last resort. Make sure you know what you're doing when you use violence. I used that lesson all through life about listening to both sides. You could sound so sincere, so honest. I want to hear the other side. Now, I may believe you because of the person you are, and I know who you are, but when I don't know, I have to listen to both sides and make a judgment call. I never imagined sitting in his chair. I never imagined becoming what he was. And there were so many of these incidents with him. One day I told him, Tyler, he was uneducated like I was. You seem to be right all the time. You make judgment calls. I don't understand. How do you know this stuff? It's like, he says it's called wisdom, patience, and common sense. With Tyler, it was one thing after the other, like that. There's another time he sits down and he tells me, you know, there's a church on Beth Avenue, down a couple of blocks. Black people go there. There was a minister or a preacher that he ran the church. The young kids in the neighborhood would go, I guess, break ball. So he tells me, go there and grab those kids and tell them to leave those people alone. Why would I do that? Because they're good people. They don't bother nobody. And they do numbers and turn into me, and they do things. They're good people. Don't do it. Of course. So I go down there, trot down there, I talk to the preacher, and I grab these kids. If you go there and keep fucking with these people, I'm gonna come over and break your fucking ass. Don't do it. Preacher gets in touch with me, asks me to come down, thanks me, and he tells me to come to a sermon with them. I go in there, I'm the only white guy in there. And after the sermon comes over, thanks me for coming down, thanks me for what I did, and tells me about a team. All these black kids growing up, a football team. They got no uniform. Would I like to make a contribution to help buy them jersey and the football equipment? I said, yeah, of course. How much is it? No, whatever you want to give. So how much is the whole thing? To buy all of it? Yeah. I don't remember the number. It wasn't like a real astronomical number. I mean, but it was a pretty decent number. And I went, came back, and gave him the whole number. Now, a couple days later, I'm on the corner with my friend. Car pulls up, 3, 4 big black guys get out. They walk over. Are you Sammy? Yeah. Why? What you did is so good, so kind. And this big guy tells me, if you got a problem with anybody, give us a holler. I said, okay. Someday maybe I will. Are you going to cut the mess? We heard you were up next. Well, I don't think I'm going to be a regular, but if you want to invite me to a mess or you want to invite me to a game, it'd be my pleasure. And we left. So Tato had me thinking differently. And what it reminded me of was my mother and father, who were really, really good, hardworking people. And I've learned so many good things. I'm being taught stuff by a heavyweight mafia dude who is almost like talking like my mother and father would talk. So I'm learning mafia in a whole different way, with respect, with loyalty. Different things were coming out of his mouth than came out of Carmine Persico's mouth, or Shorty's mouth, or my mouth back then. And I was learning 2 different things, 2 different ways. So Tato was really, really a beautiful guy in every way. He used the power he had to help so many people that I saw. It was crazy. Everybody in the neighborhood would go to him, especially on Baker Avenue, in his confined area. Loved it.
March 24th, 1972.
I was an associate, I believe, in the mafia, and I went to see a movie, The Godfather. I was completely stunned how true to life this thing was. Not only about the mafia, but the Italian people themselves, the weddings, the families, the kids, the grandmothers, the grandfathers, how family-oriented this whole thing was. That's just exactly the way we live. There was a lot of things I didn't know about the mafia that movie showed me. It was based on a true story. It wasn't a true story. I understood that. This goes back to when I was in the Colombo family. I saw James Caan come down and talk to Carmine Persico and ask for permission to be in the movie. Carmine Persico's cousin, Andrew Russo, was connected with all kinds of people in Hollywood. Yeah, you think he was playing this James Caan, throw him in, ask permission, and all looked good, sounded like a mafia movie. Later on, James Caan became Andrew Russo's godfather to one of his kids. Whether he was the godfather or Adrian was the godfather, they became kumbaya.